Let's throw 2 minutes and 30 seconds up on the clock, and let's drop the puck with Louis Domingue and eating spicy pork and broccoli between the first and second overtimes at Madison Square Garden, then coming in and absolutely saving the Pittsburgh Penguins bacon. You see this tweet from Alan Walsh, Domingue's agent. All hail King Louis today for the Pittsburgh Penguins, the first goaltender in NHL history to enter a game in the second overtime or later. And pretty unbelievable, Mike. He comes in 17 saves on 17 shots for the Penguins' third goaltender. Jari, of course, is out to start the series. Casey DeSmith comes in, has to leave. And there's no chance that Louis Domingue was sitting there actually in the tunnel, not even on the bench, thinking that he was going to be used in game one.
That's a place that's kind of tough when you're backing up, when you're an MSG, because you're in the corner, you're not really attached to the game. And Louis even said afterwards that when the referees came over, one of them was Freddie Lecourrier, who also happens to be French speaking, just like Louis. He thought he was playing a joke on him, saying he was going in the game. Sure enough, goes to the bench, puts his helmet on, and pitches a shutout, man. 17 for 17. And I think what was nice for Louis coming off the bench like that is that first couple shots, pretty simple, to the chest. Then it kind of progressively ramped up a bit to where he got comfortable in the game. But, I mean, Frank, I thought Pittsburgh was the better team in this game by a decent amount. Shesterkin had to make 79 saves on 83 shots. And, you know, especially after the Rangers got out to the lead, Pittsburgh came back strong in that second period, 23 shots on goal, and you could see the leadership take over. Gensel, Rust, Crosby, that top line, so good for the Penguins. They gave it heavy to the Rangers, and before you knew it, man, we're in OT for that big thriller.
Igor Shesterkin, as you mentioned, he had 79 saves on 83 shots, the second most saves ever for a netminder in Stanley Cup playoff history, only to Joonas Korpisalo. Evgeny Malkin scoring the winner. He's the hero in the sixth period. Mike, so let me ask you this. What did you make of the goaltender interference challenge late in regulation that actually ended up sending this game to overtime?
Yeah, I thought it was the right call. I thought it was pretty clear to me. I wasn't surprised that head coach Mike Sullivan challenged it right away. The argument is always that, well, he got pushed into the goaltender. Well, I don't think that's the case. As he's driving the net, his feet are angled towards Casey DeSmith, and he makes clear contact with him, regardless of what may have happened with the defense in front of the net. So to me, this was a clear-cut case of goalie interference. It happened in the blue paint. DeSmith's trying to make a save. He gets taken out of it. So I had no problems. I thought it was the right call. Good job.
I wholly disagree with you here. If you take that if you take that sequence back just a few frames, there's actually the clear nudge from Brian Dumoulin that pushes him in that direction. Maybe his feet are angled that way, but it's the contact to me that came from Dumoulin. Really interesting comments from Gerard Gallant after the game saying, look, I just figured at that point it was going against us, a 3-3 game. The referees don't want to decide it. The NHL Situation Room doesn't want to decide it. We're going to go to overtime and let the players decide who wins. I don't know that anyone foresaw it going that deep. You saw the Rangers guys at the end. Some of them, Artemi Panarin missing a one-time opportunity late in the third. Overtime there, you're thinking, okay, is there any chance that the Rangers have anything left in the tank? Quickly, before we move on, I want to ask you this. Tristan Jarry is trying to make his way back. I think he's probably sometime next week that he can realistically get on the ice. If Casey DeSmith is out, which is a possibility, he's considered day-to-day by the Penguins for Game 2, what does it do to the series if Louis Domingue is in net starting Game 2 for the Pens?
I don't see it changing anything because Louis has a ton of experience, 142 NHL games during the regular season. Yeah, this is his first playoff, but he's been there before. He's done that, and realistically, I don't think there's much of a delta between him and Casey DeSmith. Domingue had really played a couple of really good games for the Penguins this year. I think they're in pretty good hands. I'm sure they'd love to have Jarry back, but look at what Domingue did this year, even in the American League. 10-9-4 with a .924 save percentage. He's had a solid season. He's riding a pretty good wave, and I mean, Frank, his culinary choices are top notch. So, you know, who's to argue with it?
Yeah, you're a foodie, Mike. You see the spicy pork here. It now supplants Phil Kessel and the hot dogs as the most interesting postseason meal of choice in Penguins franchise history. Let's talk.